For my son, plain simple. When I have the responsibility and I have the care and I have a spiritual journey, companionship, a trinity to keep a hold of, if there's an individual that's gonna come into my life and be part of that journey, then we have to cater to that journey. If you come out of that journey and you're no longer catering to that journey, then you have your own thing you have to go about. You know, the all divine, everything will come if there's things that were done wrong. You know, there's things that there's karma. I don't have that heart to be putting myself in people and places and things without caring on how the person would have to live by and go by to be well-being for themselves and the person they caring for. Because like me, I care for a lot of people. And if I can't be there, I'm not going to act like I want to be there. I'm not going to say something and do something different. I'm not going to go behind. Like, that's not what I do. I don't have that time or heart to put my time into just try to get something out of, a gaining over people. I don't scantron. I don't have heart like people would care less about and play around my life and my son. It's not what I'm gonna do, and I don't do. Like, the love and the dedication and what I do, it shows and is given and is received. And God loves me, so this is why I get my callings. This is why, with all divine, I have my connection and my spiritual journey. Now, if you want to go against, you could do what you want to do. Although what I have to do and my care with my son, that needs to stay apart. If you ain't doing that, then I'm not gonna. I'm gonna give my 100. I'm not gonna give less because somebody doesn't want to put that in perspective when it comes to me and my son. Not only that, if you're doing anything to take from my son and to give for your personal gains, and all I'm about is to put things to be for yourself to be well, and for anything and anyone that you want to care for or yourself. Even when it comes time of a pandemic, if I see that you ain't caring for yourself and you don't know how to care for yourself, and between me and myself and my son, there's a way to care about yourself. Or if that becomes an issue and it affects us in our well-being and our wellness, then that's an issue. Now, if I'm trying to clear myself out from that in a good way without doing anything negative to anyone, I will be straight up like, look, all right, maybe it's better that I'm just gonna go my way. I'm gonna set this and this and that. I have funds for this and this and that, and the funds I need to use for me and my son, and you want to play with my funds, and I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. I don't have not one part of in my heart that I know that God has my journey down to 100. I'm not concerned if someone else is not there with that. because I know I could do it myself for 100. So if you ain't willing to come into my life and show and give yourself that 100 and where I'm going with my life and my son, then, even so, I put, if you have some type, if you have anything mentally, physically, economically, socially, spiritually, and I can accommodate you so you can move on and do your own thing, I'm that type that I would be like, oh, I got anywhere in any place that you want. But right now in a pandemic, if you want to be in a place where you could work and be in an essential place, I get you there. Even if you never had a job, because I have so much credentials and I have so much work in the field that you could be working under me for a few weeks, and with my credentials and just my own resume, independent contractor. You seen the letter. You seen the letter that I showed out there. That's not just one person that says everybody gravitates around me. That's not just a salesman. That's years of knowing how to be with people, connect with people, understand people in any field of expertise in customer service, and there's no one job that you could just put that in. Any job you need that connection to work your business and to work your sales, to work your brand, to work your company. So I don't have heart to just be like, you know what, I could just play you, and because I could do my own thing anytime. So people around and people I partner with in business, I make my ends for 6 times, 7 times more. People I care for, I put down for. So if I have to be like, all right, if I'm going to do my own thing, I'll do my own thing. But I'll set you up where you could have that. You could start getting your ends and start getting your economic means going. And then at this time, we could just go. I could do my own thing, and if by the time you understand like where I have to stand in our journey, if you could come together with that, then we good. But if you're gonna do the opposite and take, when I'm laying it out, so not even a pandemic could get to you, mentally, physically, economically. When you have a superficial world, you can see that I'm laying it down. I'm laying it down. I'm not playing around. My son is not playing around. The world is not playing around. When it's in a standstill, ain't nobody telling me nothing. Ain't nobody saying nothing, doing nothing, keeping it superficial. If you don't have it, you don't have it. But I'm educating mentally, physically, economically, and socially. I'm there. For you, the Scantron, you already know that, it was going, when people on a standstill, it's beyond. People just looking at the TV don't even know what their body is and where to go from there. You're looking at investments to get more money, but you can't even do anything with the money. There's still a pandemic. That's why that song is relevant and is on a spiritual and educational level, with what superficial and what nobody is putting out, and really, standing on it and speaking on it on a leadership level and holding it down. Like, I don't have time to play around with nobody. I don't got time to put anything on post to have you thinking this is like something you just need to entertain with. I see how worlds are, that they don't have nothing. They're superficial. They don't have nothing to really bring you out, or they don't want to educate you on what they have. They have things sealed, and they they ain't really putting anything out. But if they see everybody's just watching is on this is a world where people are just watching what's on TV, what's on the internet for, and all they have is want to entertain you. Whether it's they want to show you they're bad, they don't want to. They don't have anything. They can't go by anything to help and lead by. But they know everybody's watching, so your attention, even if it's something negative, they don't want to put leaders. They put themselves forward. They tell you, they show you where to go, how to go, what to do, what can you do. They don't beat around the bushes. They know what could make things work, but they have they have capitalism and how things are running. They don't necessarily want to change it, but the pandemic shows that if they don't change it, whatever they're doing is not working, and it won't work. But they don't want to show that they don't have anything for you to be advanced and grow from it. So they'd rather throw you into an entertainment for you to play for you to be superficial on. They don't educate you mentally, physically, economically. It doesn't go together. So I have to make sure that my world, my son's world is fine, is well. And they already know that. It's fine and it's well. I practice this. I do well. This ain't a show. So, I'm being taken for the funds I needed. I need to be living on so I could be living and I could be giving my son that and show my son that side when others just feel like it could be they could be better off being on a lazy Scantron, falling back on things. God don't fall back on God ain't tell me there ain't gonna be nothing left for this world. God ain't tell me there ain't gonna be nothing left for me and my son. I keep it 100. So if I'm telling you, this is how business is going around, this is what's going on with me, and this is what's been going on, then that's all you need to take. I don't need your superficial play around, because at the end of the day, we all living beings. We all need to live. We all need to handle our business. So, and take care of ourselves and our family, our friends, and the society, our business, and everything. So if you ain't there and you taking from me, and I'm giving you the way and a path and all, and then I'm like, we could do. I don't have to be with you. It doesn't have to be America. And then maybe we could get, if you do what you need to do, and your spiritual journey companion and your path, you're going off and you're doing God. God knows what it is with you. I'm not interfering with you. But with me, you want to interfere. You want to take from me mentally, physically, economically, and from my son. And then you have all these things with the law and the justice. They don't have anything. So this is what they want for me to play for their attention. Because instead of giving you mentally, physically, economically, socially, means to be out of superficial and to grow and to be advanced in this world when everything else has shown you that it's not where it's supposed to be, it's not where it's at, and that's not the future. So I lead. I don't play with minds. I lead. I don't hold back for nobody. I give it 100. I go where I need to go. God shows me the way. So if you ain't there with it, I'm gonna be there with it. I'm not concerned if you're not there with it, because God don't let me see what more. There's no more. Even though you want to continue coming with anything and anywhere, through the medias, physically out when I'm out, everywhere from work and everything. God don't plot on me. He don't stalk me. He don't harass me. God, he takes care of me. That's why I got all these brands. That's why I got all these callings. This is why I bring forward and I produce and I develop and I deliver 100. I don't need it. There ain't nothing bitter about me. But that I stand on mine. And my son, he stands on that. He stands all Trinity. One man, one God, baby. I could say, well, maybe we could see, after you got your, I put you right in your path. I'm in my own thing, and when it's time for us to, take off and do more than what we need to do for ourselves and our kids, then maybe you could join. But if I put it out in perspective, and this is what I'm showing you, and you're doing the opposite. And I'm not the one interfering with your life. I'm not following you. Who's following, Who's following who? Who has to be doing things, using Scantron and hurting people's lives mentally, physically, economically, and socially? I'm not doing it to you. You're doing it to me and my kid, right? So ain't nothing for me there ain't nothing there. There's a karma there. There's a deadline for anyone and everyone. Ain't for me to be focused on you. Ain't no focus on you. You don't give that 100. You're a Scantron. You don't have the volume. You don't have the validity. You don't got the hold. You don't have nothing. You have nothing, and that's why you holding me against my own and my son, so we could go where we need to be, where God intended us to be. If it's not with you, it's not with you. We keep it moving.